So I'm now home and I have progressed to these crutches. They're the elbow crutches where only, you know, like your forearms is supported and you sort of hold onto it. So they're called like elbow crutches or Canadian crutches. So I have progressed to them. I am now home. As you can see, the backyard is a bit out of control. Everything's a bit like that at the moment. Yeah, settling back into home has been really difficult. I have been out of hospital now for about a week. I have been doing the day physio program, so please excuse me. I did have one this morning, and so today is Friday, so I have them twice a week, Tuesday and Friday mornings. They go for about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so they're pretty full on. I get really tired afterwards, and but I'm progressing, I really am, and my scar is getting better. I'll go into a bit more detail probably when I edit this, or do some more filming and sort of go into a bit more detail about just how I went with hospital and rehab, and you know, I got an infection in rehab in my incision, so I had a really tough time, and so I'm about 6 weeks I think out of hospital, so since the surgery, and I have no pain. I have no pain. It's emotional and it's amazing, and I never thought that I would have this, you know. I never thought I would get to a point where I would have no hip pain, you know. It's been something I've had my whole life, and leading up to this surgery, my God, it was severe. It was just so excruciating, and the fact that I just don't have it, it's not there at all, and I had really high inflammation levels, you know, around the 100 mark before surgery, and now they're at 16, so they've gone down from about 100 to 16, and they're meant to be under 5. So you know, obviously something's gone right, and yeah, I'm not as emotional as I was when I was in the hospital, but yeah, that was an experience. So, you know, that's a whole other day to go into context about. So I didn't expect to be in rehab for so long. I had no strength in my legs whatsoever, so you know, doing anything was basically impossible, and I had to basically teach myself how to walk again. And so I'm still progressing. I still can't walk properly, but you know, I'm regaining strength in my legs, and I'm having to teach muscles that have never been taught before, that have never worked, and you know, that my physios have been amazing. So, you know, I feel like I'm finally getting there, you know. I know I still have a long way to go for a proper recovery, and my incision, I still have a dressing on it, so I'll have that on for another week. Hopefully the skin will have all cleared up. The infection that I had has cleared up. It's just the skin isn't properly healed, so I'll put some photos and stuff so you guys can sort of understand. You know, it's pretty gruesome, to be honest. It's pretty gross, and I think when I never ever expected to get an infection. I never expected it to get that bad, and I emotionally wasn't prepared for it. And so even coming home and having to sort of rub in some cream into, you know, the scar part, or the part of the scar that has healed, I found really difficult, like it's a foreign part of me, and I never ever thought I would feel like that. And I think it's just because the infection, and you know, just having such a horrible time in there. And I don't know, it's just been a really difficult thing for me. I'm still on a fair bit of pain medication, so I'm taking endone for pain relief, I'm taking Panadeine and codeine, I'm taking Tarjan, which is like is a slow release, so it lasts throughout the whole day. I'm taking a few other things like Lyrica and pantoprazole or something, because I was getting a lot of heartburn, and nausea tablets because the endone make me nauseous, unfortunately. So I'm still taking quite a bit, but I think I've just found that the more that I do and the more that I push myself and the more exercises and physio, the more I need pain relief. So I guess that's a good thing. If I wasn't pushing myself and I wasn't doing anything and I needed it, then maybe it's an issue. But when I find the days when I have my relaxing days, which I really haven't had many, but when I've had the 1 or 2, I really haven't needed any pain relief. So to me, that's a good thing. So that's telling myself that, you know, because you get worried about getting addicted to these kinds of things, and God knows that's the last thing I really need at the moment. So, you know, I guess I'm just really, what's the word, like really trying to be aware of what I'm taking and when and why and how I'm feeling, you know, because you know, you get worried when you're taking so many pain medications. And I think the unfortunate thing is, because I was in the severe pain and I couldn't walk really before the surgery, it hasn't helped the recovery now, because it's twice as hard, it's twice as long. And so I guess it's to be expected, you know, everyone's cases are different. And you know, with my history of Perthes, and then, you know, January until April not really walking, it hasn't helped trying to recover now. And we're in May now, so I can't believe that almost half of this year has gone and I've been immobile, I've been in pain, I don't know how many painkillers I've taken. I have thousands and thousands of dollars worth of medical bills, and yeah, this is just full on. I tell you what, I'm 28 and I'm going through this, and I don't know how people that are older get through it. Like, you know, I struggle, you know, I really struggle, and this is just a hip replacement, so. So, at the moment I am doing my physio exercises at home. So it's now been, I had my operation on the 7th of April. So it's now been exactly, tomorrow it will be exactly 8 weeks. 8 weeks until the surgery tomorrow. It's just been real difficult. I'm still using, I don't even know if I can get it in shop, my elbow crutches. These are called Canadian crutches, so I'm still using them to get around. Yeah, I think I'm just having one of those days. I'm just feeling really helpless and frustrated and scared. I go to the doctor tomorrow to find out if my infections come back. It did go away while I was in hospital, and since sort of being home, it started weeping again, and so I've had a bandage on it for a week, so they're going to take it off tomorrow, and then I'll get the results of the tests if the infection's back. I just don't know how much more I can take. I just want to be better. I want to be able to walk and just get back to life. So this is my current setup. It's pretty messy. Got everything sort of really close to my sort of armchair. I've got this side table that I've got my laptop and, you know, bits and pieces on. And we sort of rearranged the whole lounge room so that we could put these bookshelves here, and I've just got heaps of crafts and books and just bits and pieces that I'm sort of might want to use. I've got some candles. Everything is a super mess at the moment. So this weekend coming up is a long weekend, and we're planning to sort of start to, I guess, try and rearrange the house a bit more normal, so that so that I'm sort of feeling a bit more normal. I'm so exhausted today. I had hairy lemon, that's that yellow stuff. It's like a Barocca, but it's a different sort of brand. If you've had Barocca and you're like, oh, I don't get the point of this, have hairy lemon, because it gives you energy. Holy moly. I mean, I'm still using one crutch, so I've got the elbow crutch still, and I saw my specialist yesterday, and he told me that he wanted me to sort of start pushing myself more, and, you know, just try to get back into a normal way of living. So I've got my other one there, it's just sort of leaning on the side of the table. But yeah, so today I've been determined to sort of really push myself and just use one of them. It's painful, my muscles are aching, my legs aching, but I'm just pushing myself as much as I can until I can't do anymore. So it is now 1:45 or 1:45. I can never tell with that clock. So almost 1, and the last time I had pain medication was 11 o'clock, I think. Yeah, 11. So I had my long-acting Targen, which is like slow release throughout the day, and then I had Lyrica, which is for nerve pain, and 2 Panadol codeine. So I have been dropping back my pain medication. I've been really trying not to take it as frequent or as much, and I've pulled completely back from taking endone. So I'm only taking endone on days where I have physio. Well, yesterday, so on Tuesday, I didn't do really good with physio, and I think it was because I didn't have any endone before going. I only had the Panadol, and it wasn't enough to sort of really help me push myself. So yeah, my physio noticed that. So Friday will be my next session, and yeah, I'm gonna make sure I take endone before that, and then hopefully I can just top up with ibuprofen and Panadol for the rest of the day. Still struggling to eat. I've had no appetite. It's been really hard. I've been trying to have sort of like sultana bran for breakfast, and this morning I think I had 2 spoonfuls, and I'm trying my hardest to just try and eat, but I just can't. I think maybe the main one that's causing all the problems is Targen, but if I don't take that, I really notice the pain throughout the day. Like, the pain comes back really quick. So at the moment, I really still need to rely on that. I've been getting knee pains again, so I strapped my knee up. This is rock tape. I think it's also known as kinesio tape. So that's been a big help. That's on my operated leg. Yeah, I've been in discussions with work, so I'm hoping that I will sort of start to head back to work soon. Obviously it's going to be gradual, so I'll have to see how I go. Yeah, so this week is week 3 of doing physio. I can't believe it's been, well, basically it's been 3 weeks since I've been out of hospital. I'm 8 weeks post-op at the moment, so it's, yeah, I spent like 5 weeks in hospital. It was just not a good time for me. I don't think one day's gone by where I haven't cried. You know, it's been 6 months, 5 months that this has been going on, and I just have no strength left. But I still find it just really hard to talk about everything. It is now the middle of June, so I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so today is exactly 10 weeks since my hip replacement. I'm just looking on my computer on the date. I actually thought I was still between 8 and 9 weeks. I must have missed a week in my life somehow. Each day sort of merges into the next, really. So I'm still using my armchair. This armchair is amazing. My mum found this in Sydney. She found it at a Salvation Army, and she was lucky enough to get a seriously good deal on it. So this whole armchair was $65 Australian, and the chair comes like with this remote control. So you can heat the chair, like there's all these options. You can heat the back of the chair, you can heat the legs of the chair. This is like a rolling motion that rolls up and down your back like a massage. This like shakes, like sort of like a shaking massage. Then you've got this where it reclines, you know, goes back into its normal position. You have the seat that lifts you out of the chair, and then obviously putting the seat back down to sit down. So this motion I don't really use anymore, but I did when I first started using the chair from hospital. And it has seriously been amazing. So I'm just going to put the heat on. So the heat function is amazing because we're in winter at the moment, and I have found that if I can keep my hip warm, it stops it from having that really sort of achy feeling. And so I heat the back and the legs, and it seriously does an amazing job. These chairs apparently were sold for like, I don't know, $2,000, $5,000 each. So yeah, this Niagara brand or something. Mum was able to get such an amazing deal. Thank goodness. It's been an absolute lifesaver. This is just my cheap sort of, I think it was like $10 from Target. I got that on sale, and I ordered it when I was in hospital just so I had a little, you know, sort of chair blanket. My dog is going absolutely crazy. She's a feral. Sprinkles. She'll keep going. It's a little hamburger that she's rolling herself on. Look at all these toys. Goodness me. Oh, at least she's keeping herself entertained. So yeah, so I've got all my, you know, next to my chair, I've got all my medications and my bits and pieces, and here's sort of like all my little stationery. I got my crutches. They're my thongs down there, and I've got one of those grabbers which really help to basically reach things that I can't get. And yeah, I'm still sort of battling, so I'm still using both of the crutches. I was really trying to push myself to use just one of the crutches, and I was finding that I was getting huge amounts of pain, and so I just stopped doing it. I only do it to carry things like, you know, cups of tea from the kitchen, you know, short distances, which is only, you know, till there. Please excuse my house. It's it's such a horrible feeling not to be able to clean and do things like you normally would, but I just know my own body limits, and if I push myself, I will end up in pain. I find that when I stand on my hip or my leg for long periods of time, I get like a burning sensation in my hip, and apparently that's really normal, and it's just due to muscle weakness. So I'm still sort of coping with that. I'm still getting up and doing my walking, you know, back and forth through the hallway. There's the other little doggy. She's probably going to come and visit me. Charlie, hello. With her little rainbow jumper. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey? She's one that we adopted, so she's very timid still, and she is very weary of Sprinkles, who is an absolute rat bag. She's just so funny. She looks like I can't even see her. She's so white. But, yeah, funny little dogs. I'm so thankful just to have a little bit of company throughout the day when I'm here by myself, because it gets so depressing, honestly, being at home by yourself all the time. So these guys keep me entertained, and at least that way she's in her little bed behind here. I can't really reach. So funny. Yeah, I went through a stage probably for a couple of weeks where I'll flip it around so you guys can see my face. I look so glamorous. Anyway, yeah, I went through a couple of weeks where, where's the light? This is better. Where I just felt really depressed, and I felt alone, and I felt like I wasn't progressing with my, you know, with my hip, and it was just taking forever. And I was looking at, you know, all these people on Facebook and on all these hip replacement groups talk about their amazing recoveries, and, you know, they're walking and they don't need walking aids, and, you know, it can get you down, you know, when you haven't had the easiest recovery. You know, it can really affect you. And I'm starting to, you know, really realize that this is going to take me a really long time to get through this, and I've accepted it, I guess. It's hard to say, you know, because, you know, I'm still on both crutches, and, you know, my specialist has said I'm most likely going to be on them for the next 3 months. So that will be through to 6, 7, 8, 9. So September. Yeah, probably around September. I just have so much weakness in my leg, and even with physio, they try and get me to balance on that left leg, and I just can't do it yet. So, yeah, I'm still trying to push through, and yeah, this whole year has just been horrible, and I'm over it. Bring on next year, you know. It's like this year I just want to be able to walk again. You know, that's my goal for this year. You know, even with work, getting back to work would be great, but, you know, whatever happens, happens, and I just want to focus on recovery. And so, yeah, that's my goal this year, is just to be able to walk again, and, you know, everything else will sort itself out. So, can you make any more noise? Troublemaker, eh? Aren't you? You're a troublemaker. I'm not sure if she's in view or not. You can't really see. Oh, there she is. You been in trouble? You been good or bad? You been good? Show me. You been good? Oh, that's a... No, you're not sitting. Show me when you're a good girl. Show me. Show me. Come on. Show me when you're good. Show me when you're a good girl. Sit. Show me. Sit. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, hello, Charlie. Nobody's getting any... See, this is what they think when they're going to get something to eat. Something delicious. They're like, oh, I'm being so good. I'm being so nice. And little Charlie just starts freaking out, thinking, oh my god, is Sprinkles getting something I wanted? Look at him. They're so funny. I love Charlie's expressions. Nobody's getting anything. You can get a pat. She's like, no, I don't want a pat. I want something to eat. You little fatties, aren't ya? Look at ya. Back to the toy. So yeah, that's probably my life at the moment. Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear back from work to just find out about, you know, gradual return. And yeah, each fortnight is literally just paying medical bills and just trying to get through each week with my physio. And oh my goodness, and that's about as much as I can do, you know, just persevere and push through and, you know, just trying to stay positive. So yeah, that's my update for now.